My guest is Andrea Arlington.
She and her mother, Andrea, were contacted by
Andrea Arlington.
I'm here with my dear friend, Andrea Arlington. And Andrea, you single-handedly changed the way I look at addiction and I look at recovery. It changed my life because everything that I now hear and see about addiction and recovery and the opioid crisis, I see through a new, clearer lens, and that's because of you.
Every time we shame somebody else, it triggers the same area of the brain that trauma does.
Okay.
And when we're traumatized, we go right into that fight-flight mechanism, and we want out.
Is that kind of like if you divorce one person and then you go find another, they're exactly the same personality and quality? That's what I thought. I've done that.
I'm so grateful that I've been down this road before because it helps me help other parents to avoid the stupid choices that I made while I was trying to control and conquer this crazy behavior that our kids get into when they're using. It's been phenomenal being able to walk side by side.
I have some great relationships in my life today. I've got amazing kids, and I'm a grandma, and I work with people who feel flawed, just like that 14-year-old did, and they're doing good too. And I was like, do you mind taking the helmet off? And she actually did. And that was a beautiful moment. It really, truly was.
When we stop trying to fix and control them and instead try to sit side by side with them on a bench overlooking the playing field, looking to see what is the strategy that we need to win this game, to win the healing of our family and of this issue of not feeling good inside. Like, how do I help us both feel better? And the greatest tool we have to help influence anybody to make a change in their life is going to be based on the quality of the connection we have with them. We've got to stop the shaming, the blaming, and the ostracizing. And I was so guilty of that. So you don't want to shame them and cause any more trauma. You want to actually start to build connection.
You know, and we as family members really could use different language patterns to communicate with our loved ones, and we could make them feel right, you know, even if we think that they could make better choices. But what we end up doing is we make them feel wrong. And when somebody feels wrong, they reach for their strategy to make them feel better. And it could be food, or it could be substances, or sex, or shopping, or... We can become the dopamine source for our loved ones by being loving and kind.
Everybody's got strategies. Mine is shopping.
You are the conductor as well as all the instruments. Now, the conductor is this infinite quantum field of pure potentiality that you are. You know, but just like in the symphony, if there's one instrument that's not tuned up, doesn't matter how good the quantum field is or the conductor is, it's still not going to sound right. And the same is true in our lives. We do have the potential to have an extraordinary symphony, but if we don't go back and love those parts of us that need to feel seen and heard and affirmed and celebrated and have a sense of belonging with us in our life today, in our present now, and let them know they don't need to protect us from the stuff that happened 35, 40 years ago.
She's in jail. She's going to get out. She's going to be fine. She's going to go to school. She's going to pay me the $50,000 she stole from me, and we're going to be good. If somebody did something, I was on it right away, right?
Don't embarrass me. That is, I believe that's what I would have done before I met you.
Oh, believe me, that's what I would have done before I met me too. You're not going to set somebody into a defensive state of being if you made that appointment.
Yeah, and deal with the facts, get that information out.
Absolutely. It helps break down those walls that are like polarizing. So why is it that we're still advocating for letting them hit bottom, which, by the way, is a death sentence for a lot of our kids?
Man!
So please.
Love it. I'm going to give you a hug when we're not mic'd and attached to these chairs. That is so great. I really think that you are doing the exact thing you were put on this world to do. And when that happens, when your purpose is realized, it's gonna be so good.
Thank you.
It's gonna be so good. I'm so amped for you.
Thank you.
I'm so amped. And I'm amped for the people who get to discover her, because I bet she can make your life better. Well, you'll make your life better, but she'll show you how and help you along the way. Thank you for being here. Make sure you check out that series with Andrea Arlington at medcircle.com.